Bottle pop, truth drop, welcome to the show. Champagne Secretzz, let your power grow. Every video, spark, ignite your inner light. Raise a glass to the future, shining bright. Empowerment is the code, we decode. Unravel mysteries, life's own secret load. Step by step, tap in, find your flow. With Champagne Secretzz, you gonna glow.
Unlock the strength within you, watch it bloom. Life's a canvas, painted every room. Through ups and downs, cheers to what's next. Champagne Secretzz, life's complex. Show. Champagne Secretzz, let your power grow. Every video, spark, ignite your inner light. Raise a glass to the future, shining bright. Empowerment is the code, we decode. Unravel mysteries, life's own secret load. Step by step, tap in, find your flow. With Champagne Secretzz, you're gonna glow. Unlock the strength within you, watch it bloom. Life's a canvas, painted every room. Through ups and downs, cheers to what's next. Champagne Secretzz, life's complex.
Second and let's talk. Yo, DJ, roll that beautiful champagne footage.
Confidante? What is your profession? What is your profession? Nothing but soldiers and empowerment over here.
You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
Champagne, FizzFam, Confidante, and visitors to the Champagne City, baby. Welcome in for another champagne conversation, another sip, savor, and spill, another late night with the Empress, whatever you want to call it. Come on in. Make sure you have your jammy jams on, fellas, your PJs, because it's movie night in the Champagne City. And at 11 p.m. we are shooting over to the Discord to watch Sinners. So if you've never seen Sinners, please make sure, hold on one second, y'all, because I thought I dropped the link, but it looked like I didn't. So hold on a second. Make sure I put this link in the chat. Hold on, y'all. Oh, I did put it up there. It's above, but I'm dropping it again just in case you didn't see it. So make sure you hit that link and come on over to the Discord. You do not have to be a subscriber or a member. It's just a place for you to come out, kick it, be respectful. Because the house do have rules. But just for us to come together and kick it. If you missed last night, baby, we had a time in the Discord watching season 1 of Person of Interest. Y'all, it got so good that we, instead of doing episode 1 and 2, we went all the way through 3. So this coming weekend, probably Saturday, maybe Friday, we're going to be doing it again. Binge watching season 1 of Person of Interest. Because I want y'all to see where AI is headed. Because y'all not going to tell me there's somebody not out there right now, building a supercomputer. If one isn't already built. And somebody just trying to perfect it. So, while we're waiting on the show to start, I decided to give y'all a little show. So we're going to get ready to get into it. Make sure you have those glasses raised in the air. Make sure you have your feet kicked up and you're nice and comfy. Make sure you have your charger nearby. And make sure you say hi to a few people in the chat, because we're friendly over here. And let's get ready to get into this positivity and affirmation. Y'all ready to get into it? Take them glasses and raise them high in the air. Let's go. So our theme for today in the Champagne City, baby, this one is called The Comeback is Personal. They said you fell off. Nah, you just fell back. To realign, to refocus, to reload. You weren't gone. You were growing in silence. You were stacking peace while they were stacking opinions. See, they only saw the pause. They didn't see the plotting. They only saw the setback. They didn't see the setup. You've been in the lab, turning losses into language, pain into plans, building something too big to explain to small minds. Now you move quiet. You speak fluent elevation. You don't argue about your value, you demonstrate it. They wanted an explanation, you gave them evolution. I need you to remember this when it comes to you. I don't clap back, I cash out. My silence been doing push-ups. They threw dirt, I grew roots. They called it a fall off, I called it focus season. This comeback is personal. It's not about proving them wrong. It's about proving you were right to survive. It's about walking back in the room like you never left it. But this time, your peace walks in first. You're not chasing validation. You're chasing alignment. You're not explaining your growth. You're embodying it. You're not waiting on an invite. You are the event. This ain't revenge, baby, this is renaissance. You've been through the drought, now you're the rain. You've been through the dark, now you own the light. So when you step back on that stage, remember, you don't owe them a speech, just the glow up. Now I need you to take your glass, raise it high in the air and repeat after me. I don't do closure, I do clarity. I don't need a round of applause. I am the encore. The pressure refined me. The silence redefined me. I'm not who I was. I'm what I became. Baby, the comeback is personal. And I am the headline. And if you believe that, deep down in the innermost parts of your being, let's toast. Yeah, I was about to cut up because I'm like, where's my toast at? You to give me my toast. How did I work on my toast? Did y'all feel that? Y'all feel that? This one is personal, baby. This time you got to make it about you. You and nobody but you. You got to make it personal. You got to get a little selfish when it comes to your elevation. A little selfish about you. This time is about you reaching your future. This time is about you attaining the God-given purpose that God placed you on this earth to attain. Baby, this time is personal. It don't matter if they get an attitude. It don't matter if they walk away. Baby, sometimes the bush needs to be pruned in order to grow. It don't matter if they talk about you. Let them talk. This season is about growth. This season is about me. And this time, baby, it's personal. Oh, yes, indeedy, I feel that. But y'all listen. We gonna get into this little show before we shoot on over and get to our movie time for today. So this is what I want to talk about. And this is gonna be a brief kind of overview to let you know 3 of the main stories that we'll be discussing on the channel for this week. We're going to be discussing this case with Kata Scott. We're going to be discussing the case with Renia Lewis. We're also going to be discussing the case with Sade Robinson. Now, the cases with Renia Lewis and Sade Robinson, to me, they kind of echo each other. They kind of seem alike. But I'm going to give you kind of an overview of what's going on with each of these cases today, so that when we get ready to do our deep dives, you kind of have an overview of where we are. And also, please remember, if you go over to the Discord where we'll be at tonight, there's a section in the Discord that is focused completely on our deep dives and story drops. So if you go over there, you will see a segment or a section in the Discord where we just drop different stories that we plan on taking a look at, that we plan on covering. The Confidants, they dropped stuff over there for me to take a look at. I had someone really, Demetrius, oh my gosh, I just got to give him so much thanks. When I was looking into the situation with the singer David, and he dropped so much information in the Discord. So please make sure you're going over there, because there is a lot of information. Plus our Fizz-worthy champagne chasers that I'm going to cover. All of that is over there. So go have a time. Please save the link so that you can join us tonight. Again, to everyone who joined me on last night. Oh, goodness, I had such a good time. Thank y'all for joining me. We're going to let our hair down again. Get it popping in the Discord without all these restrictions and rules. Uncensored, baby. That's the way it is. But the first one that we're going to look at is going to be the story with this young lady named Renia Lewis. So let me give you some background information on what happened with Renia. So Renia Lewis was 28 years old, resident of Vallejo, California, associated with the Bay Area, Northern California region. Her family reported her missing after several days of no calls or social media activity. Now, according to her family, she had a very strong social media presence, although when police and other bloggers and big kind of like YouTube channels like Law and Crime is where I kind of saw this broke at. When they went to look for her social media presence, they couldn't find one. Now, that can be for a few reasons. It could be because she didn't have one. It could be because her family pulled it down, or it could be because the police pulled it down because they didn't want any information on there to, interfere with the case. Then you got to remember, when a person is going or on a live, people are going to constantly tag them and post and all of that. So it could interfere with the police being able to get to the information that they need because of all of the posts and tags and all of that coming in. So as of right now, there is no sign of a social media presence. Her phone's location, pings, and communication trail were used by police and relatives to triangulate where her last known movements were. The investigation drew widespread attention due to the shocking discovery of her body being hid behind a false attic wall in a building. So this is the timeline of events. And like I said, we're going to go in more detail this week. But around Friday, February 26th, maybe around 10 p.m., she was last seen near 14th Street and Star Avenue in Vallejo. Now, what is unknown about this situation is who she was with that night, where she was coming from, or where she was heading. Or did anyone see her get into a vehicle? Did they see any movements? Did they see any arguments? It hasn't been released. Has there been any text messages? Was she meeting someone? Did she have a boyfriend? Was she meeting him that night? Because, generally, if there is a significant other involved, the significant other is generally always the person of interest first. So Sunday the 28th, the family reports her missing after 2 days of silence. So the unknowns is, why was the delay? Well, a lot of states require for adults 24 to 48 hours before you can report them missing. And the other question is, was her phone still pinging during that period? The 29th through the 30th, the police and relatives used cell towers and tracking app data to locate her last phone ping near a residence on 14th Street. So, who lived at the address? Was it a known location, or was it a stranger's home? Was she familiar with the home? Was she familiar with the area? Are some questions that can be asked. On the 30th, the initial search. So police perform a cursory search of the property, but report no findings. So the house where she was ultimately found at, the police had already searched, but when they searched the home, they didn't find any evidence of her there. So questions can be asked, how hard did they look? Did they miss the hidden space? Was it blocked by something? Like when they originally went here, was it a trap door, to let you in? When they originally went, they couldn't find anything. But those are kind of the questions that are being asked. How did they not see the area when they went for the original search? October 1st, there was an Ebony Alert issue. Who started this Ebony Alert stuff? This is what I want to know. I'm so curious. Because why does there have to... I'm so sick of y'all and this separation stuff. An alert is an alert. If a young woman is missing, damn it, a young woman is missing. Why does color matter? If we gonna search for missing girls, we need to search for all of them. Y'all, this world make me sick. Just, ooh. Hold on, y'all. Let me drink some. But there was an Ebony Alert that was issued for her. Let me scroll October 1st. The FBI joins the investigation. Also on October 1st, this is when they had the research of the house and the discovery. So police return with a search warrant and uncover a hidden wall. Now maybe the situation was they saw the wall, but they didn't want to touch the wall because they didn't have a search warrant. Now that could have been easily the reason why she wasn't found on the first search. And not just the police overlooked it. Because I don't know how the laws work when you have a missing person and their phone is pinging somewhere. If you can just search anything, or is it just what is readily viewable? You know what I mean? So it is possible that they saw the wall and said, you know what? This don't look right. Let's go get a search warrant so we don't mess up any evidence and mess up any case in case something is behind here that's important. So inside they find her remains concealed behind the false wall. On the 2nd, Douglas Irwin Shaw, 41, was arrested at his workplace. Y'all, he worked at Six Flags Discovery Kingdom. Now, when I was younger, I was an avid Six Flags fan, baby. I love me some Six Flags Great America in Gurney Mills, Illinois. So you mean to tell me you had a psycho working amongst all the young people and the kids? Baby, I'm starting to wonder if we need psych evals before we start hiring people in some positions. Because we just covered the story with all the sex ring pedophiles and all of that at Disney World, Disneyland, whichever one it was. Now we got Great America, again, a place that young people, kids go. I stayed at Great America every year when I was younger. I don't know if I could play with the Raging Bull now that a sister done gotten, a little up in age. Now I might not be able to do it, but y'all, this and it's like they target these kind of jobs to have easy access. So how much attention? Like, does he have a criminal record? 2nd through the 3rd. He allegedly confessed to unaliving her. He's charged with red rum, and early reports mentioned the possible use of a knife. Well, from what we heard, her body was dismembered, potentially. So we're going to be covering this story with her, because this story is crazy. And like I said, this story with her really reminds me of this next story that happened out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Hold on one second. Nope, wrong one. This is the story of Sade Robinson, and I'm keeping an eye on the time. So this story is like one of the sickest and most heinous stories like I have seen, and like the absolute, I don't even know what to call it, except like I keep telling y'all, some of this stuff is just demonic. Nothing other than demonic can explain you taking a young lady, removing her parts, hiding her behind a wall and sealing it up. Nothing can explain that. You're not gonna tell me or try to convince me that's mental health. No, not at all. Nothing can explain to me what this man did to this young lady. So let's go through what happened to Sade. So Sade was 19 years old. She was a college student out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. She was employed at Pizza Shuttle. If you ain't been in Milwaukee, Pizza Shuttle pizza. That's that pizza. Well, it was back in the day. Y'all got it from the, 414-262 area code. You got to drop in the comments and let me know. Is Pizza Shuttle still hitting on that? Because they used to be. So she disappeared after going on a first date with this guy named Maxwell Anderson that you see on the screen on April 1st, 2024. So the case turned infamous for the brutality and the complexity of the evidence. She was also dismembered. Multiple discovery sites. So he didn't just dismember her and put her behind a wall. No, baby. He dismembered her and scattered her body parts all over. So let's look at the timeline of events for Sade. Hold on, y'all. I'm just pausing to see y'all comments. She was wondering, my God, evil, absolutely evil, progressive one. So April 1st, 2024, she meets Maxwell for the first time at a restaurant for the first date. Now, mind you, again, remember, this is a first date. Surveillance and phone records place them dining, then go to Anderson's home. So what are the unknowns? What was their dynamic that evening? What did they discuss? Did Sade feel comfortable or unsettled? Of course, we will never know. She wasn't there. However, if the police would have asked the people around that restaurant that they were at, were there any signs of anything being weird or off or brought them concern? Did they ask those questions? Is what I would want to know. April 2nd, 2024, very early. Phone records show pings at Anderson's residence until 12:45 a.m. Around that time or shortly after, her car is found burned near 30th and Lisbon in Milwaukee. A severed leg, later confirmed to be hers, is found in Warnament Park in Cudahy. So, Cudahy is nowhere near 30th and Lisbon. Let me just explain this to you. Nowhere near. Cudahy is far south side. 30th and Lisbon is far north side. So this was planned. This wasn't just something happened, I didn't know what to do, so I figured I had to get rid. No, this had to be planned. So what we don't know exactly when the violence occurred. Which parts of her body were removed first? Did the arson of the car happen before, during, or after the dismemberment? We really don't know that information. 5th through the 7th, police began finding parts in multiple locations near 31st and Galena, wooded areas, train tracks. These remained scattered. They were discovered on different days. On the 18th of April, more remains are found. Her torso and her arm, they're found along Lake Michigan Beach. Imagine going for a walk on the beach or going for a swim and walking upon a leg, an arm, a torso that's not attached to a body. Can you imagine the PTSD? White jacket me, please. Because what do you mean I'm trying to swim in the lake and I see an arm paddling next to me and it's not attached to nothing? So as you see, even on the 11th of May, which is a little under a month later, an arm washes up on a shore in Waukegan, Illinois. And that was found to be belonging to Sade. Now, from the last I checked, and remember, I do have to go back and do some deep dives, I believe there was still body parts missing. I still don't think they located her head. And that seems to be a reoccurring theme in a few cases where they end up finding bodies dismembered. The head, the feet, the hands, identifying features. And one of my thought processes is the reason why they can't find the head is because the head is what would determine death. For me, is what I'm thinking. That's where the damage is on her. Uh-oh, y'all. It's 11 p.m. Do you know where your children are? Have you gone in the room to check on the children? Have you made sure the children are tucked in? Do they not have school tomorrow? Are your children safe in the house? It is 11 p.m. Central Standard Time. There is no reason why anything under 18 should be outside right now. They should be in the house, under your watchful eye and care. Parents, please pause and check on your children before you come over to Discord. Please send a text to your children if they're not home and tell them to get home now because the street lights have been out. we've got to get back to a place where we start back parenting our children. Got it? Thank you for joining me tonight. Please make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Also make sure you have those notifications on so that when we jump into the Champagne City this week to cover these 3 cases, you'll be notified. Also, again, please go over and make sure you join the Discord so that you can join in the conversations and the forums and everything over there. And without further ado, I will see everyone who's going to be joining me for the watch party of sinners over at the Discord. I will see you shortly. Confidante. Babies, always remember, if it doesn't cause you to elevate, baby, it's causing you to depreciate. Now raise those glasses, clink, and let's drink till we meet again. Ta-ta.